So I decided to tell Paul, he works really hard, producing, editing, hosting. So I told him to take the night off. And tonight we are going to do something a little bit different. This is going to be the ladies' takeover of the DVC show. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Amy Krieger. Welcome to the DVC show. And I am joined by four awesome friends. We've got Mandy Gibson. She is a mom, a military wife, and she is the director of digital marketing for Keyholder Vacations. So Mandy Gibson.
Hello.
We also have Alicia McDonald. You've probably seen her from our episode 2 weeks ago on Keys to Kindness. Also a mom and a military wife. And she is a loan originator for Monera. We've got Alicia McDonald.
Hi, guys.
And then we've got Amy Templeton. You probably are familiar with her in the date night vlogs with Jeff. And also she's been on multiple different shows with us, some live streams and other vlogs. We have got the lovely Amy Templeton.
Hello, everyone.
And I said this when we recorded. We've tried this a couple times. This is my first time hosting, but Amy is not only a mom, but she is also a grandma, which a lot of people don't realize, because someone on one of our comments on the show said, we need some grandparent representation. And Jeff said, oh, that's me, actually. So super, super young and pretty to be a grandma. But we've got Amy Templeton.
You wouldn't know. You would not guess that.
No, you would not.
Thank you.
As always, this content is brought to you by the World of DVC Keyholder Vacations, DVC resale market where you can buy and sell that Disney Vacation Club contract, Monera Financial, who can help you finance that contract, DVC rental store where you can try before you buy or rent out your own points. The holidays are coming if you're looking for some holiday cash. Also, Unlocked Magic for discounted tickets for Disney Universal. Today, we are talking about Disney Vacation Club, Disney for couples. So I thought we could bring some experience. We do have a couple of panelists that are out of town. So Mandy lives in Virginia and Alicia lives in Georgia. And then Amy is local. So bringing that knowledge, we are going to talk about all things DVC for couples. And we are going to start with which DVC resort that we think is the most romantic for a couple's getaway. So Amy, tell us what you think.
I honestly think any resort that's on the boardwalk, whether that's boardwalk, beach club, yacht club, whatever, just because it's got just such a charming vibe to it. It's a short walk to Epcot, which can be geared a little more toward adults with the World Showcase. I just think that whole area is just so awesome for couples. Go over and get some ice cream. Well, Jelly Rolls isn't there anymore, but when it was, you could go to the piano bar. So just that whole area, I think, is amazing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So I love Boardwalk. That'd be a great option. I'm a little sad right now with what's missing. So hopefully we get some of that back. Mandy, what do you think?
I was going to say Grand Floridian, only because you have like the spa there too. So you can get like a couples massage and do that. And then all of the dining options right there, because you have Narcosis, you have Citricos, you have all of those right there. And then you can go over to Bay Lake Tower, you can go over to the Contemporary, you can go over to Polynesian, and there's so many great like restaurants and dining throughout there and experiences that you can do. So that would be, Grand Floridian would be my pick on that.
I was going to pick that, but now I feel like I have to pick something else. Alicia, what is
you can pick it too. It's fine.
No, I got a better one now. I thought of a better one. Alicia, what is your favorite couples getaway resort?
So I think that Alani would be at the top of the list. But if we're talking near the parks, then I'm going to go with Riviera, just because it's one of those resorts that if I don't have a kid, it could be very romantic, having that fireworks view from our room, being so close to Epcot and Hollywood Studios. You have some great dining choices. So I think Riviera, if it's a no kids trip, is definitely going to be my choice for romantic.
So as soon as she said Alani, I was like, oh, she took the one that I was going to pivot to. But you talked more about Riviera. I can see all those are great. I'm going to pick Alani. So Alani for me, especially like when you think of a couple's getaway, like the parks are great, Disney's great, and there's some really awesome, restaurants and different things there. But if you're talking about just something, like romantic, Alani, we've got the beach, we've got sunsets, we've got some amazing restaurants around. If you've never been to, I think it's called Nina's Fish House, which is at the Four Seasons right next door. That's an amazing place. Paul and I are really due for an Alani trip because it's been a really, really long time. Alicia, when were you in Alani?
We haven't yet. That's why I said that I think that Alani would be at the top of the list, but I had to pivot. We're new to DVC only
correct.
for a year, so it's still on our list to get there.
All right, tell Cody that's the next one. Okay, so let's talk about favorite Disney date night spots. So this doesn't have to be tied to a DVC resort. It can be a restaurant, it can be anything that you like to go to entertainment wise, but just a really good date night spot when it comes to being on Disney property. And this can be Disney World, it could be Alani, it can be any Disney resort, Disneyland, anything like that you have experience with. Mandy, what comes to the top of your mind?
The first thing I thought of was like doing like a dinner like close to like Boardwalk or Beach Club, maybe like an Ale and Compass or something like that, and then being able to just go and like have drinks around like World Showcase. Like that was like the first thing, like fun, not just like going to dinner and drinks, like but having a little bit of like the park atmosphere in there as well. So that was going to be like, that was kind of the first thing that came to my mind.
I love that. Amy, what do you think?
Well, we're local, so we love going to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
If we're not doing parks, if we're not going to stay at a resort, if we just want to go out for the night, Disney Springs is so great because there's so much live music, so many restaurants, so many bars. It just, you can spend so much time there, and it just, we just love it. We love it for a date night, anything.
So I know Jeff and Amy and I keep saying that we're going to do a date night at the Cirque du Soleil show.
Yeah.
So
that would be nice.
Yeah. So sometime we're going to do that. We're going to record it. Probably not record the show, but just record like there's like a gift shop in the bottom and just what it's like and getting tickets and then maybe going somewhere. And then Amy, you guys went to a show at the House of Blues, right? Recently with Derek not too long ago. Was it a comedy show?
No, that was at Universal.
Oh, I don't know why I thought that was at Hard Rock. I don't know. For some reason, I kept thinking that was at House of Blues.
Yeah, it was at Universal. We went and saw Elijah. No, who did we go see? I don't know. We went and saw a comedian there.
Okay. That's also a good date night spot then, but not Disney related. Alicia, what is your favorite Disney date night spot?
So we are parks all the way for date night, but I'm choosing Epcot. I'm going to go ride Guardians, and then I'm going to eat around all the festivals around the world.
Nothing.
You know what I'll speak to? We were, Gray and Paul and Amy and I did opening of Geo 82, and like we kept talking like the whole time about like how like we wouldn't necessarily go here on every trip, but it'd be like such a cool thing on like a special occasion. So like that would be really awesome to do like as a date night, kind of splurge a little bit, have that, or even do, because they have like the fireworks, they have the dessert package as well that you could do. So even like doing something like that on a date night would be really fun.
Yeah. Geo is definitely more of a date night type place. Like it doesn't feel like take your family. It's like go for something.
Right.
The drinks, it's more like about the cocktails and the small bites and the view. But that's funny. Alicia, I liked yours because nothing says romance like going on Guardians.
Yeah, I'm about thrills though.
I get it. That works. So I think for me, it would be one of my favorite date night spots is Narcoossee's. So if you've never been there, it's at Grand Floridian. It sits kind of on the water, and then in the evening they have just really really great fireworks views, and they pipe in the music obviously, and you can stand out on. It's like a little like balcony slash deck that goes around the whole building because it's shaped kind of like I don't know octagonal, but that's just a great way I think to like have dinner and then you end the night with like a show with the fireworks. So you definitely want to time it if you do that around starting. I would say like an hour or so before the fireworks, and we've done that a couple times, and they do such a nice job of in all restaurants that have firework views, just like California Grill and the ones that Topolino's, they do a really good job of pacing people who have dinner around the fireworks time. For Narcoossee's, they brought out our drinks and then our appetizers, and then they're like, okay, we have fireworks in this many minutes, these are the best places to see, and then they waited until after the fireworks when we were back in our seats, and then they started with the entrees and everything. So they do a really good job, and we've had that same experience at California Grill as well. So any of those sorts of signature restaurants, to me, that's like the date night, especially if it can involve a fireworks view. Let's shift gears a little bit and talk about some nightlife at Disney, which I feel like is a little different now because when I think nightlife at Disney, I think of wow, what just closed? Jelly Rolls. But is there anything that you can think of now, like for an evening, for some nightlife? If you brought the kids, maybe they have a sitter, after date night, like what would you do? What would be your favorite nightlife spots? Alicia, what do you think?
Oh man, I didn't think of it like that. I thought of it more kind of as like ending the night.
Mhm.
I want to be over at Phantasmic
Okay.
watching the show. That's just to me the perfect Disney show to end the night, whether it be kids or as a date night. So I would have to choose Phantasmic.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And honestly, you used to have more Disney nightlife back when there was Downtown Disney and Pleasure Island at Downtown Disney and Jelly Rolls was around. But I'm pretty sure that Mandy really likes going into the Atlantic Dance Hall and busting out her dance moves.
Well, sometimes.
I don't think
Maybe.
you've ever
I don't
have you
know.
ever even stepped foot
I've
inside there?
never been in there. Like I was gonna say, I've never even been in there. So here we are. I
Mandy, what
mean,
do
we can
you
bust
think
out
of
karaoke.
You're
when
not
you
missing anything because I've only been in there a couple times and there was maybe 10 people in there, and that included bartenders and
servers?
anybody else working. Like it was
Yeah.
empty.
Yeah. Really hoping to
So
see that become something else.
I hope they put something fun in there. I mean, I kind of I struggle with why they even took out the piano bar to begin with, but that's a whole nother conversation of which we've gotten into, I'm sure, many times before.
It was so fun. But yeah, Jelly Rolls. I was hoping that maybe they would move Jelly Rolls to the Atlantic Dance Hall and like refurb that whole building because it's so big and would accommodate so many more people. That was the hard thing with Jelly Rolls is unless you got there early, it was like standing room only.
Yeah.
So I was hoping they would do that and use that Atlantic space better, but I'm not in charge of the world, so it's fine.
This is what they should do. They should do one of two things. They should either put in like some sort of like speakeasy, like that would be so cool to have in that area, or turn it into like kind of like a jazz club and even do like they could even do like Tiana's like New Orleans kind of like theme.
Oh,
I know
I
that
would be
doesn't
down
match the
for that.
Boardwalk Club, but like I feel like one of those two should be the replacement. That's my hot take.
I feel like a jazz club was in the rumor mill. But I don't know how a jazz club could be as lively as like Jelly Rolls was the epitome of nightlife at Disney. And I don't have you Alicia and Manny, have you ever been to Jelly Rolls?
Yes.
I have not.
You've not.
So
Oh,
I am experienced the boardwalk at the bare minimum.
okay. Oh, well, you're missing out. You missed all the best times. So if you never got to experience Jelly Rolls because it's now gone, it was a piano bar. It was like dueling pianos, and so you would similar to if you've ever been on one of the new Icon class ships, they do a very similar concept where you make requests and then they play them, and they can play pretty much near everything. And then obviously it's a little big sing along, but we've had a lot of really good times there. So Amy, with that out of the picture, what would you say would be nightlife at Disney?
Probably same as my last answer, a little bit. So Disney Springs nightlife for sure with all the live bands and stuff, but they also do karaoke at Stargazers, and Jeff and I love karaoke, and I just think that's fun to also do for a night out. They do it at Stargazers. They also do it at the Swan and Dolphin. But that to me is just a fun night out. If we can't go to Jelly Rolls and hear our songs played on the piano by other people, then we'll just go sing them ourselves.
I didn't even know that they did that at Stargazers.
Yeah.
And then at the Swan and Dolphin, I think it's at Kimonos, right? The karaoke. Okay, which is
that's fun.
The sushi place. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that brings me up to when we did our little like Disney Springs crawl for DVC Fan Oktoberfest, and we did one for a different Summerfest the year before. But Stargazers was actually a really good place. It wasn't crowded. It was just a nice place to go, have a drink. They had food. They were open late. So that's a really good one. And then also the House of Blues. Every time I think of House of Blues, I want to call it Planet Hollywood, but it's not. House of Blues has the front porch, and we've hung out there. They have, they have some outdoor bars and outdoor food, and there's a lot of seating over there. So those are always some really good spots as well. So Amy, I'm glad that you brought those up. Mandy, what do you think?
I don't know. I immediately went like Epcot again, and just there's always like some sort of show, whether it's Eat to Beat or like the Broadway series that they do, or like Festival of the Holidays, and you have the narrators. Like that's always a good thing. But what we've done before, especially like we're like Epcot Boardwalk area all the way apparently tonight. But what we've done before is we've actually hung out at Abracadabra. We've hung out there with some friends before, just like after like a day at the parks, and the kids will like go swim or, whatever. And then, we'll kind of hang out there. They're old enough, by the way, to swim by themselves. But that's like, so we would do that, and we've done that before too. And so like, that's just kind of fun, and like just a nice way to like end the night or like end a nice day, just kind of hang out there. It's I don't know if you guys have ever been there before, but it's kind of chill.
Yeah.
I don't know. We really like it, but that's kind of like a nice way to just kind of end the night. It's not crazy by any means. It's not karaoke, but it's just like, I don't know, nice
it's
indie,
chill.
I guess.
They got some unique drinks, and if you ever had the chips with the dips at Abracadabra, they're pretty
Those
good.
are really good too.
I do like that you brought up the concerts, because that's something that could also be a really good, like date night or, nightlife, I guess, because there are some that are later. Amy, you and Jeff just went.
Yeah, I was going to say, spoiler alert, date night video coming soon. We just went and had dinner and a date night at Epcot, and did the dining package with the Eat to the Beat, and saw Jordan Sparks. It was like the perfect night. We showed up at 4:00. We went and ate dinner. We went to the 6:45 show, and then we busted out of there to come home and watch football. So it was like just a perfect like evening away. Like I would do that every night of the week. Like, it was so much fun. And we didn't ride a single ride. We didn't it was just in and out. We did what we wanted to do, and it was great.
Yeah. And they have concerts for pretty much every festival, right? So they do the Eat to Beat for Food and Wine. They do Garden Rocks for Flower and Garden, and then the Broadway shows for the Festival of the Arts. So yeah, those are always great. The last time we went to one, Dan and Jeff drug Paul and I to Hanson. So that's Dan's favorite.
That tracks.
Okay, let's shift gears a little bit and think about, more relaxation. So do you think about if you have a favorite, a spa or some sort of relaxation experience, something at Disney to do as a couple that's more on the relaxing side? Alicia, what do you think of?
So I'm going to kind of stick with the theme of the night. I'm going over to the boardwalk and just taking the stroll right there on the boardwalk. Just going to kind of take it easy, go along the lake, going to get a corn dog. That's relaxing to me.
The corn dog, the relaxing corn dog. Amy, what do you think about?
Well, now that Mandy mentioned the Grand Flow and spa packages and stuff, I kind of feel like I need to check that out because we've never done any kind of spa package or anything at Disney. Relaxing for us is like hanging by the pool with a cocktail. Okay. So, but I love a good massage. So I will take recommendations from Mandy on that one.
Yeah, it's been I actually haven't been recently. I think like the last time was like 2019, so like pre-COVID. So I don't know what things look like now, but we did I did a massage there. We did some we couldn't get into Bippity Boppity Boutique for my daughter, and so they had like a salon package there where they could still like get their makeup done and their nails done and their hair done, and so we did that, and we did like massage and stuff. So it was really nice. I mean, like the service was really great. I'm sure it's still the same because the Grand Floridian has the spa, and then Saratoga.
Saratoga's gone. Yeah, it never came back.
Oh,
it's
the pandemic. Gone. Okay.
Yeah. So on property, and correct me if I'm wrong, we've got Grand Floridian, which is no longer a Senses spa. It's now just the Grand Floridian, I think, spa. And then over at the Swan and Dolphin, we have Mandara. Something like that. Something like that.
But that's it then.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and maybe like the Four Seasons is technically on property. I think there might be a spa there. But those are like the two that I know the most. But the Disney wise, you've pretty much just got Grand Floridian since Saratoga is gone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Amy.
Yeah.
Time's a ticking.
I know. We need
and Grand Flow's not even my favorite. So I will go there. I will go there for a massage.
Yeah.
You can stay somewhere else and then just, go over there, or stay at the Poly and then go over there or something.
Also, I think depending on where you stay, like I would be totally fine just spending an evening sitting on a balcony with a glass of wine, preferably with a fireworks view. Like I don't want to go anywhere. Like just give me a glass of wine, sit me on the balcony, and let me just like take it all in. Like that to me is relaxing too. So and cheaper.
And very, very much
I drink
cheaper.
Boxed wine. I'm not all bougie and stuff.
No, that's the best. One of my favorite things, if it still existed, would be when the Polynesian used to have the Twilight Feast, which was basically that you could order like the whole Ohana meal room service, and it came to your room. It was huge. Like most people would just order like for one, and it was enough to feed 2 or more people. And so to have that like right before the fireworks and just wine and noodles and fireworks on your balcony. Yeah, that would be perfect. I agree. And the spas are nice. Paul and I actually haven't been to, oh my goodness, same as most of you, pre-COVID, I'm pretty sure, since we've been to the Grand Floridian spa. We did a couples massage once. It was nice. And then we had one, I think one of you mentioned, you can go to the spa if you're staying somewhere else. We stayed at Saratoga and went to the spa, but we tried to use Disney transportation, which was a hot mess. And we left like an hour and a half before our appointment. And because of the buses and how long it took and everything, we missed our appointment completely. And so they felt bad for us, and we didn't get to have our massage, but they gave us free pedicures or manicures. Sorry. So Paul had to get his nails done with manicure. Okay.
Well, this is since we're military spousing it up today. Alicia, have you guys stayed at Shades of Green ever?
We have. Yes. It's very
Okay.
similar to Saratoga.
Oh,
Is what
really?
I kind of
Yeah.
reference.
And they have a spa there, Magnolia
They
Spa
do. We
there.
actually just used it for my daughter. So we did the Grand Floridian Spa with my daughter for the Halloween party last year. But this year I saw Shades of Green and theirs was like $35 for a princess makeover. So she
Oh.
got her hair up and glitter
Nice.
and well, the nail
Nice.
people were gone, but they let us kind of take over. And
Yeah.
I ended up painting her nails while we were there. But it's okay.
Oh my goodness.
No, that's really nice. Unfortunately, you do have to have some sort of military access to get onto Shades of Green. So I know this is not for everybody, but if you do have a military ID card, you can get onto Shades of Green, and they do have. I've heard. I have not been to that spa. It sounds like Alicia had a good experience, but we have several friends who have been there, and they really like that spa too. So, as we're talking spas on the property. So.
Very cool. Yeah. And Shades of Green, obviously to have military access, but it's pretty close to, it's really close to the Polynesian, isn't it? Location wise.
It is.
It's right across from the Poly.
Good because you could walk to the Polynesian.
Yeah. And now that path is
cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. When they did all that construction right there, when they built the tower. Yep. You can't walk over there anymore.
So thinking about no park days. So you're on a trip with your significant other and you're not allowed to go ride Guardians, Alicia. So how are you going to spend a no park day?
So I think that's the perfect opportunity to kind of go out and explore some of those fancier restaurants. So me and my husband, when we do get date nights, we usually use like a babysitting service, but we do like to kind of try those restaurants we know our daughter is not going to sit at.
Yeah.
So like we really want to go to Flying Fish and try that, but we were able to do Hoop-de-Doo. I know that kids can go there, but our daughter has an attention span that will not sit through that long of a show. So that was really nice to go over and explore like Hoop-de-Doo and kind of do those different restaurants that we just know she's not going to enjoy.
Amy, how do you spend a no parks day?
We like to just explore the resorts. We stay at the resorts, but sometimes we don't spend enough time there because we're going to this park or that park, or we're going to Disney Springs, or we're always going somewhere. But just to stay at the resort and just wander around and see what the actual resort has to offer is great. Also, we've done mini golf with friends, which is fun. Going to the pool, or even just staying in the room and cooking dinner in your room. And just having just a normal, regular day, not going to the park.
Yeah. Mandy, what do you think?
Well, I was going to say too, and like so many of the resorts now do like activities, like not just community hall, which are for kids, but like Amy, you guys did one like last year at Wilderness Lodge, right?
I was just thinking about that one, and there was actually no kids there because it was more adult focused. It was not that a kid couldn't do it, but it was creating. There were multiple different options for like wood pieces, so you can make a wooden tray or a I don't know what you call it, like a hook, the thing that hangs like your coats and things. It was wooden and had a design on it, and there was a lot of different options that way, and that did take a little bit more attention and skill. So that would be a really good, like couples activity, and then you make something for your house. Or they do like design wine glasses, or you know what I mean, all kinds of things like that at the resorts.
Yeah, and they do. I think they do some too, where it's like some of the, like the paint. It's usually like wine and paint. I don't think that's what they call it at the resorts, but it is like there is like an age limit on there too, so you don't get as many like smaller kids, because it is like same thing with the Wilderness Lodge activity. It's a little bit more advanced, so like that's really kind of a cool activity if you did want to kind of get out a little bit. And what I like have wanted to do without my children is the I forget what it's called specifically. I'm horrible at this, but the night safari at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yes. I think it's called like Starlight Safari or something
That's a
along those
parade.
lines.
That's the parade, Amy.
I might have made that up.
But anyway, I thought that would be like, I thought that would be so cool to like, you could go and have dinner at Animal Kingdom Lodge and then do like the nighttime safari. Like that would be really fun.
That would be really cool.
Yeah. And a really good date night restaurant at Animal Kingdom Lodge. If you've ever been to Jico, it's definitely a very good like couples restaurant. It's kind of like it's a signature restaurant. And so the dishes are definitely, geared towards adults, but it's very good. They have a really extensive wine menu. So Jico's a really good one. For me, a really good no parks day for couples, if you've never done it, Sangria University. It is at Coronado Springs, and it used to be at the Three Bridges, which it might still be there now, but they're in the process of changing it, the location. But it used to be at Three Bridges, which was in the middle of the lake. Now it's moving up to the top of the tower, to Toledo, which is going to be a much better place for it because, Three Bridges is open air, so it's very hot in the summer. But it's going to be up at the top of the tower at Toledo. Really great views up there. It's during the day, and you're sitting in a class where they teach you about sangria and where it came from and the history. And it's more interesting than it sounds, but also you get to try all these different sangrias and you get a little snack. And then at the end, you get to make your own sangria. So that's always a lot of fun. So Paul and I did that on our wedding anniversary, I think last year. And ironically, it was the same day that we signed on this house to buy. So, the decisions you make after Sangria University, but that one's a lot.
And Amy is correct. It is called the Starlight Safari.
Oh,
see, I didn't make that up.
I know. I was making fun of you. I'm like, that's the parade.
They stole the name for the parade.
Let's get a little more creative, Disney. Okay.
When you said you made your own sangria, I pictured like Lucille Ball, like stomping.
Yeah, we stomped on the grapes and everything.
Did you really?
No.
Oh, I was like, I need to go do this.
You got oh gosh, I feel like it's been a year. It's been a year and a half now, but you got like different like things that you could mix in and different wines you could choose from and different like garnishes and things like that. So you get to kind of choose those things and then like mix it all together, and different fruits and stuff because it's all like different fruits. So yeah, I want to do that again, especially now that they're moving it to the top of the tower because I think it's going to be a lot better experience, like comfort wise. But that's a lot of fun to do if you've never done it. And it's every Saturday and Sunday, I think. So it's on the weekends, in the middle of the day. So, okay. So
Amy, that sounds like a lot of debris.
There's a lot of debris. Yes. Mandy doesn't like debris in her food, but it's good stuff.
In my drink.
Like oranges in your drinks. Okay, so this is a little bit different, but especially since this may or may not relate to you, although Paul and I have the exact same sweatshirt. So what are your favorite Disney-inspired outfits or parks looks? And like, do you make your significant other ever dress similar to you? So we see a lot of like matching couples outfits and things like that. I know I've seen Amy do it at a Halloween party. That's about as close as it gets.
It's as close as it gets is Halloween. No.
Mandy, have you ever made Josh dress just like you for?
I mean, not like for like when we're with the kids, if it's for like Halloween party or something, if we're wanting to do like coordinating shirts. I feel like when we first did Disney, like first couple of trips, like we were always trying to do like matching shirts. Like I feel like,
that's a big thing.
But now it's just like, just wear whatever you want. I don't know. We don't really coordinate unless it's a party specific situation.
Alicia, do you make Cody coordinate with you ever?
So usually it is with the family though, kind of all coordinating, especially like the Halloween parties kind of coordinate to that. It used to be like I would buy the shirts, I put it in the suitcase, and that's just what he wore.
He didn't have a
He
choice.
has slowly adopted to really falling in love with Roosevelt's. So now
goodness.
he can find a shirt that he actually likes, and then I can coordinate off of that. So he's really big on the Hercules, which I am okay with. So I will find the Meg and be able to coordinate with him.
Aw. So speaking of Roosevelt, this is Paul and I both bought this because we both liked it, and I said we're just gonna have to dress alike. But this is one of the new Roosevelt's hoodies that is Christmas themed. So they put out a whole bunch of Christmas. And what I like about this is the hidden Mickeys here. So you can see like the Mickey ornaments.
that's cute.
But they did put out a whole lot of different Christmas stuff. And it's not just Disney. There's a lot of Disney, but there's also like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and oh my goodness, the one that just came out, I think.
Vacation.
Yes, Christmas Vacation. I know Paul sent that one in our group chat and was like, yeah, I'm in trouble. But he's already...
It's a good one. And there's a lot of different prints on it too. It's a good one for sure.
Yeah. And they have multiple Rudolph and Frosty and all this. So tons and tons. Roosevelt's is getting a lot of love lately. My only problem with Roosevelt's is they have all this IP, like so many license to have all this stuff. And they don't have How to Train Your Dragon yet. So that surprises me because they have Universal.
I was looking for one specifically for Cody for How to Train Your Dragon, and I couldn't find any.
And they have Universal. They have all kinds of Universal base. They have ET and so I don't know. Get with it, Roosevelt's. We need some How to Train Your Dragon.
Roosevelt's, two things. One, sponsor DVC fan. Two, we need How to Train Your Dragon.
Right. For hoodies, we need hoodies and shirts and things that women can wear too, not just button-ups. Okay, so last thing, any other tips that you would have for making the most during a couple's stay at a Disney resort? So any advice that you would give, any extra tips or thoughts or anything like this? Like, don't forget. Amy, what do you think? You're shaking your head.
I was shaking it, or I don't know. I would say if you're coming, maybe you normally come with family and you're just coming for a couple's trip, do all of the things that you can't do when you have kids or you have a million other people that you're trying to like please everybody. Like, do all of the things that you want to do. Whether that's going to the Cirque du Soleil, like we talked about, going to a fancy dinner that you're not going to take kids to, and maybe because it's more expensive or because they're not going to last through a whole dinner, you just don't want to take them, or, some of the dining packages, just things that you wouldn't do with a whole group of people and just make it special for you. We have some friends of ours that are always like, well, we can't really make plans because our kids tell us what they want to do and we just have to do what they want to do. That is your opportunity to just be in charge 100% and do adult stuff.
Yeah, I love that. And it's okay to leave your kids behind sometimes and go to Disney with your significant other.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. It is fine.
I say that all the time when my friends are like, they're like, well, we can't go to Disney and not take our kids. I was like, why? People do it all the time. No, I would just feel bad. Well, don't. They'll get over it. You'll take them next time.
Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. I will say this though, because it is hard, and Alicia probably knows this too, especially like with us and not always being near family, to have like family to watch kids, to go on like trips. I would say if you get the opportunity to do it, try to prepare a little bit. Don't necessarily wing it, especially if you know you're not going to get the opportunity to do it that often, especially with like some of these, if you're really have your heart set on doing specific dining, because some of the higher end dining, those reservations do go fast. And so I would say as much as you can, try to prepare for that. That way, like if this is a once every couple year trip that you get to take, sans kids, then you've got at least, your dining reservations and everything taken care of.
Yeah. And then Mandy has to bring a peace offering stuffy back every time she goes to
Every
Disney
time.
without her kid. Yeah.
Every time. Every time.
Alicia, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to say to the point of Mandy, too. I mean, there's not a lot of opportunities that we go to Disney without our kids, but we always make it a point. Like I said, we've used babysitting services. They do have them for the Disney resorts and Universal. So make that in advance so that you can actually go and experience those different restaurants that you want to try, or just utilizing those extended evening hours, even if it's for the parks, so that you can do some of those things that your kids don't actually want to do with you.
Yeah. That's a great one. And I think one that a lot of people utilize is called Kids Night Out. Is that what it's called?
That's who we use.
Okay, yeah. And they will come, if you're at Disney or Universal and watch your kids. So yeah, so it doesn't have to be a kid-free trip. It can just be a kid-free night, just to get away with your significant other. So I love all of those. Thank you both so much for joining us. That's going to do it for this episode of the DVC show. Be sure to tune in next week because we are going to talk DVC with kids.